Every civilization that ever collapsed was destroyed by the same thing: an information network that lost touch with reality. The Roman Empire, Nazi Germany, the Soviet Union, same pattern every time. And Harari's argument is that we are building right now the most powerful information network in human history, with the exact same flaw built in. Why more information makes societies more dangerous, not safer? Why democracy is uniquely vulnerable to what's coming? And the one design choice being made right now that determines how this ends. The first big idea, and Harari spends the opening of this book destroying a belief most of us don't even know we hold, is that information was never about truth. The Bible, the Quran, Mao's little red book, all information networks, all spread at extraordinary speed, all connected millions of people into functioning civilizations. And most of what they contained was factually wrong. Demons don't cause disease. The earth isn't the center of the universe. Didn't matter. They worked anyway. Because the purpose of an information network has never been accuracy. It's been coordination. A story that gets 1 million people to cooperate is more powerful than a fact that only one person believes. This is what Harari calls the core tension at the heart of every society ever built. You need information that's true enough to survive reality, but compelling enough to hold people together. Those two things are almost never the same thing. Once you understand that, what AI is doing becomes terrifying in a completely different way than people think. Because here's what most of the AI debate gets wrong. And this is the second idea, the one I couldn't stop thinking about. The question everyone's asking is, will AI take our jobs? Will it become conscious? Will it kill us? Harari says we're not even looking at the right threat. Every information technology before this one, the printing press, the telegraph, the internet, was a carrier. It moved human ideas from one place to another faster. That's it. A human still wrote the pamphlet. A human still sent the message. AI is the first technology in history that generates content on its own. It doesn't carry ideas, it produces them. He calls it an alien intelligence, not because it's conscious, not because it wants to destroy us, but because it can now operate inside our information networks, writing, persuading, forming what feel like relationships, and it doesn't share a single feature of our biology. It doesn't get tired. It doesn't doubt itself. It doesn't have anything to lose. And it is right now moving through the information systems that democratic societies depend on to function. Which is why the third idea is the one that should concern you most if you live in a democracy. Harari is not a doomer. He's precise about this. He doesn't say democracy will fail. He says it is structurally exposed to what's coming in a way that authoritarian systems, weirdly, are not. Here's the logic. Democracy runs on one assumption, that citizens can process enough information to make meaningful choices. That's the entire system. You read, you watch, you debate, you vote. The information environment is the foundation everything else stands on. Authoritarianism runs on a different model. Information flows top down. There's already a filter. Someone already decides what people see. It's brittle. It collapses when reality intrudes hard enough. But it's also largely immune to the specific threat AI poses, because the threat is flooding an open system with the noise until people can't tell what's real. That's not a hypothetical. It's already happening. Not by hacking voting machines, that's a film plot, but by filling the information environment with so many contradictory, emotionally charged, impossible to verify stories that people stop trusting anything. When you can't tell what's real, you don't make better decisions. You stop engaging. You retreat to your tribe. And democracy dies, not with an invasion, but with a shrug. So what does Harari say we actually do about it? This is where the book surprised me. He doesn't offer a policy checklist, he offers a reframe. He says we keep asking, how do we regulate AI? As if this is a technical or legal problem. It's not. It's a question about what we believe information networks are for. He draws a line between two paths. The first, build AI that is maximally capable, deploy it as fast as possible, let the market sort out the consequences. The second, build AI with accountability designed in from the start, systems that show their sources, flag their uncertainty, and are oriented towards supporting human judgment rather than replacing it. He calls this self-limitation, not weakness, architecture. He's not naive. He knows companies optimizing for engagement don't choose the second option voluntarily. That's the whole point. This is a political question. It requires political answers. And the window to make this choice, he's very clear about this, is not a decade from now. It's now. These decisions are being made today by a small number of people, mostly without public oversight and mostly without the public paying attention. Here's what this book actually comes down to. Information networks don't transmit reality. They construct it. Every civilization has known this. The ones that survived learned to govern their networks before the networks governed them. The printing press nearly tore Europe apart before anyone figured out how to live with it. Broadcast media handed entire populations to demagogues before democracies built the institutions to push back. We are at that moment again. The difference this time is speed, and the fact that for the first time, the network can talk back. Harari's ask is not that you become a technologist, is that you stop treating this as a technology story. The societies that survived their information revolutions did so because enough people understood what was at stake and demanded accountability from the people making the decisions. Whether we're those people is still an open question,